Hey, it's Dan Nickerson on behalf of Gene Pimentel and Michael Neal. I want to welcome you to this overview for beta testers of MetaDomainer. So some of you have been waiting patiently to see what we cooked up here. And I'm going to give you a general overview and I will show you how to install the beta of it and you can get started using it. I'll give you some important tips, but this shouldn't be more than a 10 to 15 minute long video. So I hope you enjoy the content. So most of you, I'll give you a little history here. Most of you are members of Gene's Name Snagger group, and I joined that as well. And I kept getting all these domains, and I kept thinking, geez, I really want to put up something quick on these websites. You know, what's the quickest, most efficient way I can put up a site? I don't want to have a lot of WordPress installs. I don't want to, take too much time doing this stuff. I just wish there was a way I could buy a domain and within 1 to 2 minutes actually have a live site that I had 100% control over, and then I could check stats. And that's kind of how MetaDomainer was born. So you probably guessed, right now you're actually looking at a WordPress dashboard, and it's on a domain called mydomainstack.com, which is a domain that I registered in order to manage all of the domains that I was going to buy through Gene's system. And of course I have hundreds of my own, but I don't have an easy way to manage them all or to see them all in one place. And I actually might have, I have a lot of sites and even client sites that it would be great to be able to keep an eye on and manage all via my own sort of customer or domain information manager using WordPress. So this is a WordPress plugin which creates a custom post type, which basically enables you a way to add a domain. You can choose a template. You can add in some custom variables, and then you are given the download code, the HTML, or you get a PHP echo file of that content, which means that if you use an add-on domain, you can just upload the echo file, and then you can control the entire site content directly from one WordPress install. So let me rephrase that a different way. So you can use one WordPress install hosted anywhere to manage hundreds or even thousands of domains remotely using that one WordPress install. And as you can see from this screenshot, I have a visitor count total here. I have categories and tags. So if you organize all your domains by whether they're for sale or they're showing Amazon ads, or whether they're in the health niche or the finance niche, or whether they're the registrar is GoDaddy or Namecheap or whatever, you'll be able to do one click and then see all your GoDaddy domains like so. Or you can see all your Amazon pages like so. Now, you can do this for your existing sites and just toss them in here. You don't have to actually create content, but if you just want to remember what all your domains are, you can do that here. And of course, the publish date will give you an idea of when the domain was registered for any new domains. So, and you can add more information there with tags as far as year added and so forth. So just to show that when you actually install, it comes with pre-done category slugs as well. So you can see Amazon, Clean Slate, Finance, well, that's not in there. For sale, redirect, WordPress if it's already a WordPress install. And for tags, we have .com, .info, .net, .org. I threw in some example years, 5 letters, 6 letters, 7 letter. You can just imagine that you can just create your own tags and you can organize all your domain portfolio in one WordPress install. So if you wanted to go and actually see what a domain looked like, I'm going to go in here. Here's an example of discount golf products. I'm just going to right click and click on view. And you can see this is the discount golf products. So there's a title, there's a information here. This loads a golf keyword. This has a click for more products. There's actually a disclosure statement here, a copyright field, privacy and contact. There's actually a cookie consent. I just already clicked it, so it's not going to appear. So if I actually look at this, I'll go in here to edit. And you can see I have a little H1, discount golf products, and I have description. That's what shows at the top. I've chosen the Amazon ad page. The tracking ID is the Amazon ad tracking ID. The default is the one that I've selected. So you can control the default tracking codes in our settings panel. This is the search phrase golf. This is the link ID. This is the meta title. This is the meta description. There are multiple other features here for ad keyword, copyright notice, affiliate disclaimer. If you want to override the master settings, for example, a contact URL, a privacy URL, you can disable a counter, you can disable the cookie consent code, And we actually have a network ad that will appear on every one of your sites if you want it to. Then we have the Amazon codes here, all changeable via the master setting if you want. We have the SEO for title and description. We have redirect here, that's for a different template. We have custom codes. You can do custom headers, custom CSS, CSS class, or a footer code per template, right, per page. And then other is for future. So all you simply do would be you register a domain name, you type in the name, you give it a title, you maybe add in some subtext or keyword text, you choose a template, and you choose a keyword, and you click on publish. And once you do that, the page looks like this. You can see this is on Domain Stack. But once you're done, you can just download the HTML. Just download the HTML file, which is the full HTML file. Or you can download the PHP file, which is going to be a echo file. So you can see on here, this is the PHP echo file contents, and it shows the actual path to the domain. And using this same, I'll just show you the HTML. Let me open up that HTML file here. And I might have to blur some stuff out so I don't share any secrets here. But this is the HTML. So this is what the full HTML file looks like. You're going to notice that it's built on Bootstrap. So we have the title. It's automatically filled in. We have the language class, so you can do different languages if you want. We have the font awesome code. This is the default style that's built into the template. Then this is the text align. This is the add code here. There's an add button. It adds in all the variables. This is the affiliate notice that appears on the page. This is the copyright notice. This is the copyright URLs. These all are loaded based on fields. And then this is the cookie consent notice that's in here, right, along with the thing. And that is essentially what you get for an HTML template. So if you just already have a third-party domain, you just create an add-on domain, you upload the index file, and you're done, right? Or you upload the PHP file, and then you can control this file remotely from anywhere. And that's all there is to it. So what we hope to do with this, of course, is add more templates. There will be additional features such as being able to list your domains for sale via our system. That's kind of the main thing, where we give you an actual marketplace to sell your domains as well as part of MetaDomainer. But the cool thing is that you can manage all your domain inventory from one location. And so one tip before I forget is we do recommend that if you do it, you just register a brand new domain, or you have a domain that does not have SSL, is not on SSL, and there's a reason for that. So if you do your main site on SSL and you use the PHP includes, then every domain you put it on is going to need an SSL certificate. Now, since you're not really doing commerce on this stuff, it's just a link, and these sites, are not meant to really rank in Google, just pick up residual traffic, although they could rank in Google. If you use the SSL and you use the echo, PHP echo, then you're going to need to have SSL on every add-on domain that you use. If you use the HTML, you're fine. So if you already have a site that you want to use this on, and it's HTTPS, just realize that you may have problems with forced SSL unless you create certificates for all your add-on domains. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to get started. So we will have given you access to the zip file, and we've given you a license code. And so this is a demo install that I have right here. So I'm just going to click on Choose File. And then this is the Domainer zip that you would have downloaded. I'm going to click on Install Now. And then I'm going to click on Activate Plugin. And let me just check. I have a code here. This is my this is my license. I love my sticky notes. I'm going to click that for the license. Now I'm going to go in here, and you see Domainer. And if I click on all domains, you're going to see listing. If I click on add a domain, you're going to see the license pop up here, right? So the license key is actually the code that we give you, and then it's going to be your username. So in this case, it's Dan Tester for me, and dantester@dannickerson.com. It can only be used on a few domains, so if you try to copy this one, then it's not going to work. I'm going to click on Validate, and the license key is done, and you're now licensed. So, okay, so once you've licensed and authorized your install, you're going to be able to add a domain here, but I'm not going to do this first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the dashboard link here for you, just so you can see that we're going to have some information here. This is going to change on a regular basis with more tutorials and so forth, but for now there's some basic information here. But what I want, a most important thing is to change the Amazon affiliate tracking ID and tracking code. So I'm going to assume you have an Amazon Associates account if you want to use the Amazon panel. So these are Amazon native ads. So this is our tracking ID. It's a default tracking ID. I would prefer, it's great if you want to use our tracking ID, but I prefer you didn't. So don't do that. So get a tracking ID from Amazon, get a link ID that you can use for your MetaDomainer ads. And if you want, you can change them per domain if you want. These are the two things that really need to change, as well as if most of your sites are in the same niche, you can change the default niche here. But primarily, you just need to change the tracking ID, the link ID, and the keyword. The rest of the stuff is if you like the ads the way they are, you don't want to mess with them. But these are the fields that Amazon typically gives you. If I go back to the General tab, this is ad code for network ad. Haven't fully tested this yet, but let's just say you want to add AdSense code, generic AdSense code to every one of your templates. You could drop that code in here. It appears below the most of the main text, but if you had your own banner ad kind of thing, you could add it there. ClickBank ID, ClickBank templates will be coming. So we added a space for ClickBank ID, so you could just add your ClickBank ID here. Copyright notice, you just want to add in a standard copyright, year and your name. We'll add more features of that later with a short code so that the copyright automatically updates. This is the default affiliate disclaimer, so you can change this to meet whatever disclaimer you want to use. This is not official. You'll have to agree to terms. It's up to you to have the proper disclaimers and privacy notices and those things on your website, but this is just the basic disclaimer. Contact URL, this appears on every page. You can have it with CSS if you want, but ideally you're just going to link this to a main contact form. What we're going to recommend people do is create a privacy form and a contact form on their main domain and then link to that main domain. We're not going to have contact forms for every single page because it just presents too many problems and too many conflicts with all the different web hosts. So get a privacy policy that works for your network, get a contact form that works for your network, and use that, right? Does that make sense? Most people are going to use English language, but if you're a foreign language, you want to change that country code, you can do that here. The MetaDomainer username would be the username that you created from our system. We'll have a referral program in the future, of course, and we'll have other ways that you can benefit by adding your username here. And so that's the general settings page. Once you do that, you can just go in and click on Add a Domain. I think I may have mentioned previously that we have categories and tags. These are already set up. And then these are tags that are already built in. If you don't like them, you can just delete them, or you can add more. We'll probably improve this list and make it better, but the idea is that you want to be able to organize your portfolio using this system. So I can just go back in here, and let's just say I want to make a domain for sale, right? So I just bought a domain. I just bought in businessforsale.com, right? And so I can say this business is great. Buy it. Then I can click on the domain for sale template. And if I want, I can add a price. Right now, the price does not display on the template, or it may not at the moment. So I might change that, but at the moment it's not displaying. But I'm going to put in $199. Contact URL can be whatever contact URL you want. Meta title description, I can just say this site is for sale. This is my description. I'll just say this is new SEO description. And then I'm just going to literally click on for sale and publish. And when I do that, it loads this page for sale, business for sale. This business is great. Buy it. Contact us, make an offer. That links to your contact page. This is your for sale notice. This is your cookie disclosure. If I click on accept, it disappears, and the privacy contact is here. This would have been my copyright notice, but you get the idea. If you decide, well, it's not really making much money for sale. If you want to add in some ad code, we do have a short code for Amazon ads that you can add in here as well. We also will have another feature I'll show in a minute, but you can just change this to anything you want. Like here's a meta redirect. You can just change this and redirect to another page. Maybe you already have a CEDO listing, right? So you could, if you want to manage your domains, you add this here, then you just link to your CEDO listing. Clean slate is just a blank template. So if I just click on update and click on here, by the way, you can see I haven't set permalinks on this yet. If I see that, this business is great, buy it. That's very, that's the clean slate template. So one other thing I'm going to show you, which is probably going to wrap up this initial demo. You'll just need to play around with this and you'll get the idea. But obviously you don't need to fill out all of these, But for most templates, whatever is most key is shown here. So these are the main settings for each template, like this, right? But then these are master settings that you can change more variables and stuff. So we'll get better at making this more the user interface better, and you'll get better at using it. And between the two of us, we'll make a great product from what we've got going on here. Right? So two things I'm going to do. I'm going to change the permalinks because I didn't do that right here. So I'm going to go to Settings, Permalinks, change that to post name, click on Save Changes, and it logged me out. Why did it log me out? I think it logged me out because sometimes I hate it when SiteGround automatically. See, SiteGround, you have to be careful. I can automatically force SSL on me right there. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you, which is a really cool feature, is the menu system. So this is something I need to do a tutorial on, but if you remember, or I'm sure you know as a domainer, most of the old Park pages used to have this big list of links, right? You would visit a domain Park page and you see a big list of links, and essentially you're linking off and you're trying to get a commission based on what people are selling, other people are selling. So you're hoping to make a little transactional revenue from these links. Well, you think, well, geez, how do I do that? How do I create my own link network? And so I said, well, geez, I got a good idea. Why don't you use the WordPress menu system? So imagine this. So let's just say that I create a menu name called ClickBank, right? And I click on Create Menu. And then I go in here and I create custom links. So let's just say my Socrates theme, for example, is on ClickBank. I'm just going to throw in this as an example. And I'm going to say Socrates. And I'll click on Add to Menu, right? Now I'm going to go in here and I want to add descriptions. I add description. And I say, this is a great WordPress theme. Like that. Click on Save Menu. And then maybe I'd like to promote another affiliate program. Let's just say it's Aweber. So I put in my affiliate link for Aweber. And I'm going to say, wait, Aweber. And I'm going to say, this is a great email service. Like that. This is all going to make sense in a second. Now let's just say that I've done this. This is all I've done. I've got these two things right here, right? Now I'm going to go back to my template. And I'm sorry, go back to my template. All domains, business for sale. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this short code. I'm going to change this to ClickBank like this. I'm going to drop this in here and I'm going to click on Update, and I'm going to go here. So see how cool that is? All right, so basically I have these two affiliate links that are built right into the page, which use the WordPress menu system. So as you can imagine, you can create as many links as you want using the menu system. And because WordPress has all these built-in features like CSS classes, link target, title attribute, link relationship, you can build your own niche affiliate menus, and then you can change the menus for your different templates, right? So you can build as many links as you want. You can create a whole link page. You'll be able to add columns and so forth. But because if you use the PHP ecosystem, you can then control the links on the entire site network that you have. So if you have let's just say you have 5 primary affiliate programs that you promote, you can link all of those throughout your entire site network using this system and then change them on the fly and then have them automatically change. And you can change the full text and description and link targets. And so here's link relationship. You can see how they build CSS, title, link target. You can fill all these things in and basically build your own link systems and use the templates to manage them. So that's one of the neatest new features of the MetaDomainer link system. So that is kind of the initial overview of the beta test. So the idea is that you download the zip, you install it, you go and you activate it, and then you can start adding your domains in here. They will count. There's a little tiny code on each page. So I'm going to click on view this page, and I'll click on view page source. And you can see that we have these little stats counter. So it basically, just so you know, this is how a lot of WordPress stat programs work. It actually will call back to your main install, and it will track everything on that system there. A lot of this stuff is clearly coded, so if you know what you're doing with CSS, you can hide certain elements, either site-wide or per page. You also, of course, can include your own header codes and footer codes and so forth. So there's lots of customization available. But the idea is, of course, is that we're going to continue to make this easier to use, roll out more templates, and it'll just get better and better as a way to manage your domain. And it's all done. You have 100% complete control of your site network. You're not paying parked page fees, for example. You're just using our system and our listing service and all that stuff to manage your domains. So that's it for this overview. Good luck with the beta testing, and we'll hear for any questions if you have them. Thanks.